Right, so this one is example 17, page 111. So we have to find the angles that the vector 2i minus 3j minus k makes with each of the positive coordinate axes to one decimal place. Okay, now as before, we know, well, let's think about what we're dealing with here. So we've got our coordinate axes. I'm just going to do the x and y axis for the time being. Now remember that this is in 3D, so the x and y is like flat on the floor. Now if you want to find the angle that this vector makes with each of the positive coordinate axes, you know that this from here to here, so from here to here, is the positive x-axis. You've got to watch out here, okay, because of this stipulation. So you know that actually you've got a length of 2 in this direction, and then what you've got to imagine is that the angle is, you've got a right angle triangle that's literally at 90 degrees to the x-axis. Sorry, I'm not making a very good job of this. So this is at 90 degrees to the x-axis. So your angle is actually lifting up into 3D space from the x-axis, and this is the angle that you're interested in. So you know that this side is 2. You've got a right angle triangle, and you know, because this is the vector A, you know that you can work out the magnitude of A would be equivalent to the hypotenuse in a right angle triangle. So let's work out the magnitude of A first. So that is going to be 2 squared plus minus 3 squared plus minus 1 squared. So the magnitude of A is going to be the square root of 4, 13, 14. Okay, so the cosine of theta is adjacent over the hypotenuse is 2 over the square root of 14. So cos to the minus 1 of 2 over the square root of 14, I'm not going to calculate that on a calculator because I'm sure you can already do that, is theta x, that is, the angle that it makes is made with the x-axis, is 57.7 degrees. Okay, so that's the first one. So the next one then. So this time we've done that axis, the x-axis. Now we're going to do the y-axis where the j component is. So again, we're going to draw just the x and y axis. We don't need all three for this for the moment. So that's x, that's y. These are flat on the floor. Now, we've got a different scenario here because this is minus 3. So basically, we're going to have minus 3. So I'm going to put it down here. This is minus 3. Now, again, I want you to imagine this is coming up at right angles from the axis, and it's making an angle with the axis there. But in this particular case, we want the angle that it's making with the positive axis. So that is this angle, this angle here. Okay, this is the angle that we want. So this time, the cos of theta y, if you like, is going to be minus 3 over the square root of 14. So cos to the minus 1 of minus 3 over the square root of 14 is going to give you theta, and theta is 143.3. So slightly different approach here, okay? Because you're not wanting this angle, because that is not the angle that is made with the positive axis. You're wanting this one here, okay? So final part then, we've got to find, we're still finding the angle made with the positive axes. So we found theta x, We found theta y, and now we're going to find theta z. And again, we've got a negative. So this time I'm going to draw all three axes. So we've got x, y, flat on the floor, z, perpendicular to the floor. And this one is -1. So again, oops, I wanted a different color. Just a minute. Okay, so this is -1. I want you to imagine this is coming out towards you. So you've got the, this is at right angles, the same as the other two were at right angles. And I'm sort of like wondering how I'm going to draw it, but I'm going to draw it like this. Okay, so that's your right angle, that's your -1, this is your square root of 14, and this is the angle that you want, okay, because this is the angle with the positive axis, which is this, it's this part of the axis, the positive axis is this part. So it's this angle, this is your theta that you want. So obviously once you've got your head around that, the cosine of theta is equal to -1 over the square root of 14. So cos the -1 of -1 over the square root of 14, you can work that out for yourself, is 105.5. So it's sort of this 105.5, the answers that you're getting make sense when you think about the diagrams. Okay, so have we finished with that question? Yes, we have. I hope that makes sense to you.